What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're just going to be making a beat inside of Pro Tools. I'm going to be walking you through all the steps. If you guys want to check out this template, you can find this beat template at MixedByEddieOfficial.com. I'll leave this template linked below. It has 4 parts to it, so it comes in a production, a recording, a mixing, and a mastering, all in 4 sections. So go ahead and check that out at MixedByEddieOfficial.com, and let's get right into making a beat here. I'll break down the tracks for you real quick. We have a consolidate track. This is just for bouncing the session whenever I'm done. We have a mix bus. We all know what the mix bus is. It's just to process every instrument inside of the beat at once. Then we have a master track. This is just where I'm monitoring like loudness and stuff like that. Then we have this multi-track folder here, and inside of this folder houses a couple other folders. So we have a melody folder, which houses some melody stuff like keys, synth, leads, and it's all color coded and stuff like that. Then we have a drum, 808, and effects folder. So in the drum folder, we have stuff for drums, and then in the 808 folder, we have stuff for an 808. I like to just pull in 808s straight into with audio. I don't like to play piano for that or nothing like that. And then for effects folder, this is what I use for like any separate effects or my beat tag. So like right here, I'll put my beat tag. And the way that this works is pretty simple, right? The way that I constantly make my beats, and I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to even oversimplify this for you. So normally I would just come up here and I would select my tempo. We're going to do 145 today. And then I would turn this count off. I would highlight this. So whenever you go to play with record on, it's going to give you 2 beats, 2 bars as it's set to. So it's going to go boom, 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 and then you start going. And you want that on. And then also we have a click track here. You want this unmuted so you can hear the click track. The click track is just going tick, 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 tick. And it's basically just your metronome. It keeps you on beat whenever you're playing. And so let's get right into actually playing some sounds. So right now I'm going to skip my keys. I don't even want to do keys right now. I'm just going to do a lead. And I'm going to use Expandy. So let's go ahead and check out some leads, and let's try to find like a really cool like yeet style like synth or something like that. Sounds pretty cool. Let's check some other ones. So I wouldn't leave that key. Might as well give it a shot, right? Let's do a lead. So I will switch on and record enable, and then I like to pick however many bars. I don't really care, and I'll just hit record, and then I'll play some stuff for this square. I like to zoom in here, and then I'll double click to open up the MIDI editor. And as you can see here, I didn't go the whole way out for the keys. So what I'll do is I'll just drag these 2 keys out to the end, and then I'll click here to lead the MIDI editor. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold Option, and then I'm going to hit the 0 on the number pad, and that's going to bring this up right here. And this is going to let me quantize. I'm going to quantize first. I'm going to try 1/8 note, and if that doesn't sound right, I'll go to 1/16. So let's listen to what 1/16 does. So before I go to 1/16, I actually hit backspace. So I hit Command Z, and I undid what I just did for the quantize. So now I'm going to try 1/16. Yeah, it's a bit off, so I'll probably go back to the 1/8 and listen to that again. Cool. So I'm gonna bring that sound down just a bit so it's a little quieter. And also, complex sounds are cool, but I think I want to go for something a bit more simpler. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to go one more time on this, and I'm going to try to make something a bit more simpler. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I kind of went the wrong direction with that. Let me try something a little better here. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let me quantize that. Again, option and 0 on the number pad. And let me undo it here real quick. And then I just switched it to 1/8. Alright, yeah, let's do that. I like that. So we'll double click again, and I'll come in here again, and I'll just make sure everything is lined up appropriately. And then let's play. Alright, and then let's move it, and let's try listen to both those. I like that. It's really chill. So we'll leave that like that, and then we'll move on to something else. Let's get a pad. So I'll open up Expandy here again, and we'll look for a pad, except not that one. And we'll skip through. Alright, let's use that. I'm kind of liking that. One more time. Kept the pad really simple. And let's go ahead and pull this in one so it's on beat. And then let's go ahead and get out of the MIDI editor here, and let's quantize this. Actually, we might not want to quantize because we want it to not start directly on beat. Let's listen to what happens if we do quantize it on 1/8. I'm cool with that. We're gonna turn it way down. Alright. Let's try some other stuff here. Let's try a synth. Let's try some type of really cool synth. And I'll try the Polymax by UAD. UAD has this. You can go check this out. It's really cool. It has a lot of cool sounds. So let's try a. I could have sworn they had synths in it. I thought they had synths. Let's try something here. was trying to see if I can make that work. I'm not sure. I kind of like that one sound. Which one was it? Oh, now it's wobbling. Damn, I messed it up. It sounded good too. I'm gonna skip a key. Too big of a jump. Let's try again here. Too much. Kind of like that. I'm gonna quantize it and see what it does, but I might just leave it. One sec. Let me back on that, and then let me go 1/8 here. And let's just listen without it. You know what I will do though? I will go here into the MIDI editor and I'll move this key. Right there. One more time. We'll get it. Cool. I'm cool with that. Let's go ahead and move that over. Let's trim that a bit. think it's only right that we get into some drums here. So I'm gonna open up Groove Cell. This is what I use to make all my beat stuff, my drums. So I'll go here in this sequence, and then I'll click on here, and then I'll go back into Pad, and I'm just gonna pick some sounds real quick. So for a hi-hat, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go with that one. I like that one. Next open hat. And probably go Boy Wonder. I always use this one. I always use the Boy Wonder. See, I fuck with that one. Alright. And then we're gonna look for a snare. Ooh, I like that one. Alright, cool. Let's grab a kick. Cool with me. Alright, so now the sequencer's already on, so we can just start with the hi-hat, which is already laid out, and it's just every other beat. Sweet, we got a snare. Now let's add the kick drum here. I like that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually get this over. So the way that you do that properly is by going here to export. You go to lanes, and then you click here and drag this over, with the first one being that at the hi-hat, or whichever one you start at. And then boom. Now you have all these here. Now what you want to do next. Now what I do next is I come up here and I hit this power button off. So this isn't running because we have to drag these down all the way here, and you don't want like 10 instances of those on. So option, drag it down, and we're just covering the instruments that we have. We're here, so kick, and then I'll delete these because I'm not using them. And then now all these will play, and then you can get out of this. And then now you have this. So what I like to do is I like to adjust the volume of some of these real quick. So the hi-hat's way too loud. So pull that down. Cool. The open hat too loud. Actually, I'll just drag this down. So it's like, and we'll make it a little louder. Cool. And then for the snare, right around like -10 for me. It's way too loud. Cool. And then for the kick, like -4. It's already there. It's already sitting there waiting, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and move this out some so we have it. So the way to do that is you highlight all this. You can either hold option and go like this, or you can go option R, and then this window pops up, and then you can hit however many you want, and then you can open it. And boom, just like that. So now we have those bars. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to roll your hi-hat. So I come in here, and I just listen. Like right around here. More time. Honestly, sounds like it's going to be this one. So you want to come up to your grid, and you want to change your grid from 1 bar to like 132 or 116 around there. And then play again. So it's gonna be this one or this one. I'm thinking this one though. So highlight it, hit B, hold Option, and drag it over to the empty spaces up until the other one. And then this is what it sounds like. And then on this last one, we'll also do the same thing, and we'll roll that. Boom. Alright, and then for these right here, we'll take this, highlight the next track of hi-hats, and the ones we just edited, and then you're going to hold Option Shift and hit 3, and that makes this one section of hi-hats. And then come up here to Grid, go back to 1 bar, Option, hold, and bring this over. Now every other, you have these rolls happening. Cool. We're not using bells or plucks. We might use something later, but I don't need them up there right now. It does happen when you're making beats that if something starts clipping, you just have to kind of fight it and figure it out. Now that we've added the kick drum, now that we've added the drums, so now that we added the drums, let's go ahead and add an 808 here. The way that I add an 808 is not with the instrument, so I have 808 sounds. So what I'll do is I'll come up here to import, and I'll go to audio, and I will go to production here, sounds, beat production, 808, and then I'll just pick one. We'll go new track since it's right there, so I don't have to open up my clips list. I'll just go like this, and then I'll just bring this. Well, actually, this needs to be stereo first, because for some reason I have all my 808s in stereo. So we have to do this, and then we'll take both of these, we'll delete them, and then we'll take this, and we'll split this into mono. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this one, and we're going to take this one. We're going to delete them. We don't need them. We just the right side. And then we're going to take the panning, and we're going to make that dead center. And then now you have a 808. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it down because it's way too loud. Clipping. We're still clipping. Still a bit loud. Maybe go a bit quieter. Yeah, that sounds like it's bumping. There's a couple different ways you can lay these out, right? It just depends on what you're trying to do. So for me, if you're trying to get like technical and go like boom, 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 and do stuff like that, you're gonna want to open up your grid and you're gonna do 1/4. That way you can do every 1/4. So I'll show you what I mean. So if you wanted another one to happen right here, off beat, right? Couldn't do that if you were on half or 1/4 because you can't slide it there. I mean, you could always just place one there, but then you're not going to be on grid. So I go to 1/4, slide this out here, and then I have one there. And then I could take this and put this here, and now I have and I could even go like this. Press this right here, or actually let me shorten this first by 1, put this here, pull this out here. And you could decide. Honestly, right there. Delete that one, and I'm gonna get a nicer version. So I'm gonna relay this down here. So after you're done laying your pattern, sometimes I will come in here like this and consolidate it. So it's one clip. It's just easier for me to manage. So I have these 3 clips right here. And then if you wanted to add like a another 808 to like complement it, you could do that too. You could just add another track right here. Then you could come up here to import, and then instead of grabbing a C, grab maybe like an E or something like that. We'll add it and we'll just see what it'll do. It's a little bit similar to the other one, so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this next one here. We're gonna change the track with the stereo. I'm gonna bring this up here, delete this, split the mono. These 2 tracks right here can go. And then we have the single one right here. Make sure you put the pan back to the center. And I'll go up here to even 1/8 note, get even closer here so I can get more precise. Okay, yeah, this one's jumping too loud. So now we have an 808 here. Let's listen again. Sweet. So the same deal as before. We're just gonna go back to grid, and we're gonna take this section. We're gonna consolidate that one again. Option Shift 3, and then we're gonna hold Option, and we're gonna bring it over. And now we have a counter. Normally I'd switch the key, but I don't have any more 808s. And you notice right here, I'm clipping a bit. So the way that I would handle that is I would first make sure everything is, well, for one, this 808 can be a bit quieter. Let's be real. We just want it to kind of like fill the space of the kick drum. Alright, so something right here. Probably the kick drum. Just a dB. Just so we can keep everything out of the red while we're building this, just until we get like the good plugins on it. We're gonna do some really quick processing on the beat here. Let's go ahead and turn on Pro Q. For the hi-hat, you already know. For the open hat, I'm gonna do the same thing, drag it down. Just keep all the stuff away from the low end. Add a little de-essing to the hi-hat. Add that same de-esser to the bottom open hat. It doesn't sound like we even need it, so I'll just leave it. Snare. We got a snare. Let's go ahead. So what I'm doing is I'm just rolling off the low end, getting all that low end information out, and finding the crack, and I'm just gonna push that up a bit. And then of course you're gonna have to readjust. We're back up here to 6, so you gotta pull down the output level. It's looking pretty good. I'll pull it down a little more. Cool. Just gave a little snap to the snare drum. And then for the kick, we're gonna be cutting some stuff here. Let's. let's solo this kick drum and let's see what's going on. All right, let's check the level. Let's pull it down just a bit. Let's turn this back on. Sounds pretty chill. We'll move up to the instruments here. We didn't use keys, so it can get deleted. And then let's go ahead and check out leads here, and let's go to Pro Q. I Pro Q everything before anything. That's all I do. I like to Pro Q. I made a dip here just for the vocals in the beat later on. I don't want to take up too much of that space right there. So let's move on to the synth here and let's see what's going on there. Cool, and for the pads, there is no low-end information at all. Let's just keep it away from the high-end. And let's save that. Let's go down to the 808 here. Let's get some fab filter here. And I just want to hear what it sounds like. Yeah, so all that stuff. We don't need any of that. Cool with me. Let me check if that's even there on this. Yeah, this one don't have none of that. It's just a... I like that. All right, let's go ahead and unsolo those. And I'll grab my actual my beat tag from inside of here just so I can put that on. All right, so the beat tag is down here. Push that right here. Cool. Get rid of that. Now we have the beat tag right here. Now here's how I would arrange the beat, right? So like from here to here, no need for this stuff right here. And these first couple of 808s. So we'll cut those.
Wapo, you made it. Wapo.
So what I'll do is I'll move this up here.
Wapo, you made it.
We're gonna turn it down by like 20 dB.
Wapo, you made it.
It's a bit quiet.
Wapo, you made it. Wapo, you made it.
So there's 5 here if you notice. This is one section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This first one is going to be the hook or the chorus. So I'll put a C1 right there, and then I will put a V1 right here.
Wapo, you made it. Wapo, you made it. Wapo, you made it.
So one thing that I didn't do was leave space for a bridge.
Wapo, you made it.
And this is what I'll do here. So I will add a thing here. I'll move this here, put this here, click. Okay.
Wapo, you made it.
For the beat tag, go ahead and go to track, go to reverb, or beat verb is what it's called, and then go to track again. Oh, wrong one. Go to the track here and go to beat delay. Turn up the beat reverb, good chunk, like 15. Beat delay, I like beat delay to be around like 10. We're gonna add some reverb to the lead and the synth as well.
Wapo, you made it. Wapo, you made it. Wapo.
Add a little bit of reverb to the synth now.
Wapo, you made it. Wapo, you made it.
And we'll also add some light reverb to the pads. And actually, I want to hear what it sounds like with it on solo. And then for the snare, what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of reverb to the snare too. We'll delete these because I'm not using them. I just need the beat tag.
Wapo, you made it.
Turn the click track off.
Wapo, you made it.
I just start closing up all these tracks just so I can't mess with them when I'm getting my level for like loudness and stuff. This is the bridge right here, so I'll just put a B, and then I'll come in here and I'll put C2, and then I'll put V2, and then also let me open this up right here, and let's add an ending here for 2 bars. So right here is where that starts, but I want this as well. Oh wait, that's not. I'll just grab this one from over here.
Wapo, you made it.
Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some mix bus stuff here. We don't need this, we don't need this, and we don't need this. Let's go ahead and make one of these here. Let's go to the drums. We don't need that like super low end stuff right there. It's not necessary. So let's go ahead and move on to Soothe. Just grabbing some resonances and whatever. Let's go ahead and turn on some Fern. Oh, actually, what I want to do actually here is I'm going to look at the level before and after Pro Q. I'm going to get the level down a bit. Yeah, we're smacking. So I'll pull it down by like 3 dBs. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. Cool. All right. Now we have room. Not that much room. I'm not boosting any high end. I'm going to try to make it louder with this right here. Cool. Now do a little bit of compression. Only about a dB. Maybe a little less. Maybe even a little less. That sounds perfect to me right there. Now we'll open up Gold Clip. See them peaks? We're about to crush them out. Cool. Now we'll open God Particle. Notice how I'm flying through. There's not much to be spent doing here. You know what I mean? Make sure this stuff is in the appropriate areas. Hi-hat isn't doing too much. This is sitting well. Everything's sitting well. Almost a dB of gain reduction on the limiting. I'm going to open up ozone, and then I'm going to also open up my U-lean meter so I can see where my levels are at here. And before I even add any volume with this, I'm just going to see where I'm at without it. Cool. I don't need to add anything with ozone. That would just be a waste. It's already loud enough. And also on the U-lean meter, notice my true peak is was -1. The reason for that is because I have ozone here set with true peak to -1, and that's why that stays there. So let's go ahead and listen over this beat real quick and let's see what we got.
Wapo, you made it.
So that is how you make a beat inside of Pro Tools. It is super simple. People always say that it's hard or it's a lot harder than FL Studio. That is a straight up lie. I can't even express it enough. It's a lie. It's harder on Pro Tools if you don't know how to use Pro Tools. But if you know how to use Pro Tools accurately, then making beats is effortless inside of Pro Tools, especially if you don't have an instrument keyboard. So yeah, they can keep saying how Pro Tools is so hard to do this and that, but it's just common sense stuff. If you guys want this template, you can find this template at mixedbyeddieofficial.com. You can start making beats today. So if you guys found this video helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and comment below something that I missed that you wanted to learn, and I'll make sure to cover that in the next video. If you guys want to check out this beat production template, you can find it at mixedbyeddiofficial.com, and it is part of the recording, mixing, and mastering template. It's all one unit, and it's split up into 4 parts. So this is the production part of the template. So go ahead and check that out. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video.